¿Qué pasó?
In 2008, a father was recording his son playing soccer in their yard when the boy suddenly paused, staring and pointing towards something in the distance.
¿Qué es eso, güey?
¿Cuál, güey?
Eso. ¿Eso no sabes lo que pasó?
No mames, no sé, güey. A ver, vamos a ver.
Ahora sí. De allá nos cayó el duende.
Ah, ¿cuál duende? No mames, aquí ha de estar escondido, a ver. No me agarres de la playera, güey, no te asustes. No mames, güey, ¿qué era esa madre? No mames, güey.
Through the camera lens, a small figure comes into view. A young girl with long black hair, lightly skipping across the grassy field. Her movements appear playful, almost carefree. She approaches an empty man-made pond and carefully climbs inside. Then she lowers herself behind the interior wall and disappears from sight. Concerned and confused, the father walks over to investigate, but the pond is empty. There is no sign of a child, no footprints, no movement, no place to conceal oneself. It is as though the girl had never been there at all. Some interpret the footage as evidence of a lingering spirit, a childlike presence engaged in an eternal game of hide-and-seek. If that is the case, she chose her hiding place well. There is a quieter possibility that unsettles in a different way, that a child once lived on the property and died there, leaving behind something unfinished. Folklore across cultures holds that certain spirits remain tethered to places they loved or to places that marked their final moments. Whether one views the scene as paranormal or as a trick of perspective and distance, the image of that solitary figure slipping silently out of view lingers longer than the recording itself. In March 2008, a YouTube user operating under the name KShizzle27 reported a series of increasingly unsettling incidents inside their home. For months, they claimed they would return from work to find the attic door standing wide open, despite having closed it before leaving. Determined to document whatever was happening, the uploader positioned a camera in the living room and recorded the house while they were away between March 3rd and March 14th. The footage from March 14th is the most disturbing. The video begins quietly. Two dogs rest in the living room while a radio plays in the background. The scene is ordinary, almost mundane, until the broadcast abruptly distorts. Shortly afterward, a small orb-like shape drifts across the frame. Roughly 10 minutes later, a closet door swings shut on its own, then opens again without explanation. After several more minutes of stillness, a roll of paper towels lying on a table suddenly flips upward and lands on the couch. One of the dogs immediately reacts, barking at the disturbance. Moments later, the camera feed begins to warp and distort. Both dogs move into view and fix their attention on something beyond the camera's field of vision. Their posture is both of curiosity and confusion. Then, from somewhere out of sight, a loud crashing sound echoes, like an object being hurled down the stairs. One dog recoils and backs away. Eventually, both animals retreat out of frame. The video ends with the uploader explaining that although the camera did not capture what occurred off-screen, they later discovered a picture frame lying on the floor. Dogs are known for their heightened senses that allow them to detect subtle environmental changes, vibrations, and movements undetectable to humans. However, what transpired in the video could clearly be seen and heard by anyone. Whether the explanation lies in something mechanical, environmental, or something far more elusive, the events recorded that day were neither faint nor imagined. On April 28, 2024, a Reddit user shared a photograph reportedly taken more than 17 years earlier. The image appears simple at first glance. A young woman sits in a chair while her head is turned toward the camera. It feels casual, almost forgettable. The unease arrives slowly. Behind her hangs a mirror. Logically, it should reflect the back of her head and the line of her shoulders. Instead, the reflection shows her face turned in the opposite direction, angled in a way that does not match her physical posture. The geometry is wrong. Reflections obey strict rules of physics, they do not improvise. Yet here, the mirror seems to contradict the body in front of it. The figure in the glass may not be merely light bouncing off a surface, but an independent presence mimicking the woman's form. According to the Reddit post, the mirror had been purchased at a flea market, and the woman in the photograph was the photographer's sister. Across cultures, mirrors are often treated as more than reflective surfaces. Some believe mirrors are portals, trapping souls, or allowing spirits, demons, and entities to enter the physical world. Stories describe reflections that move a fraction of a second too late, smile when the person does not, or reveal figures standing behind you. The horror is subtle. It's not a monster smashing through glass. It's a glitch in reality, a betrayal of physical law. Mirrors promise symmetry and synchronization. When that breaks, it feels cosmically wrong. Perhaps the image captures nothing more than an optical illusion, an artifact of angle and timing. Or perhaps the figure in the mirror was never a reflection at all, but something borrowing a familiar shape, watching from the other side of the glass. For more episodes, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for notifications.